Yo, what it do? It's your boy Lil Trey D, and I'm back with another video. And I know y'all see a little bit of differences, but because this is gonna be my second channel for YouTube, and I've been waiting to do this for a long time, as I been wasn't been able to do it since I got a lot going on outside of YouTube, as I got school and stuff. But your boy finna graduate in 2 more months, so I'm all set. But right now, I'm gonna be focused on my second channel. But don't worry, I'm gonna be dropping some content on my first one. But as of right now, I'm gonna be dropping everything on my second channel. And it's not just gonna be about NBA. It's also gonna be about football too. So get ready for some football content as well when the NFL season comes back. But right now, I'm gonna be talking about the NBA playoffs and what some games today. Well, should I say one game? As I'm going to be talking about two games. As right now, you got the Philadelphia 76ers and the Toronto Raptors. And the Sixers are blowing them off the floor right now. But I'm going to be talking about that later on. I'm going to be focused on the first two games. And that's the Utah Jazz and the Dallas Mavericks. So I'm going to start off at that game. And it was a pretty good game. Pretty low scoring game, which I kind of like. I like defense being played. But the Utah Jazz, though they won the game, let's be real, they should have blew the Mavericks off the floor. Because with Luka Doncic being out for game one, the Jazz, they should have whooped that ass. They should have whooped their ass. Like, let's be real. If take Luka off that team, they're a lottery team. But hey, shout out to the Mavericks. They held their side of the bargain. But if I was Utah, I would have blew them out. Like, legitimately blew them out. Y'all were healthy. They were not. But hey, Utah still got the win. And if Luka B's out for game two, they could take a 2-0 lead. Might not know. But it depends. Because y'all know Luka, he does fight through injuries sometimes. But as last year, he fight through, I believe, a neck strain. And he's still out there completely torched the Clippers. But we got to see it to believe it if Luka come back for game two. But the Utah Jazz, they had a great showing as D. Mitch had 32 points, Bogdanovich had 26, and Rudy Gobert obviously handling his own on the defensive side of the ball. And for the Mavericks' side, well, it was a decent performance. Shout out to Spencer Dinwiddie, shout out to Jalen Brunson. They had good performances. But Dorian Finney-Smith, not really a great showing. But hey, the series ain't over yet. The Mavericks, they still got a chance. It depends if Luka could come back. If Luka decides to say, fuck it, I might be out for the rest of the series, yeah, that series is over with. Unless the Jazz blow another lead, just like how they did last year against the Clippers without Kawhi Leonard. So yeah, the Utah Jazz, if I were them, I would be taking advantage of this series. Because I don't want to hear no excuses. No excuses if y'all lose this series. None. We let y'all off the hook in 2020, even though y'all blew a 3-1 lead, but that was overshadowed due to the Clippers blowing a 3-1 lead. But what they did last year was unacceptable. Losing two of the last games without Kawhi Leonard, even blowing a 25-point lead, yeah, we can't just excuse that. So the Utah Jazz, they need to prove that they're not frauds. Like, I'm not trying to call them frauds particularly, but they need to prove it. Because having these close games against a handicapped Mavericks team, that's not going to get it done. Because y'all might potentially face the Phoenix Suns in the second round. And we all know that the Suns, they don't back down. They're the number one seed for a reason. They're a top 5 offense and a top 5 defense. So yeah, Utah, if they want to move on, like, they need to play better. But they did a little bit, as I already know Donovan Mitchell's gonna play better. But let's not blame Rudy Gobert for everything, please. Like, please, let's not blame Gobert for everything. Cause that's all I be hearing, Rudy Gobert slanders. But not enough people call out the other players. When Donovan Mitchell has a bad game, nobody doesn't talk about it. When Bogdanovich has a bad game, nobody talks about it. When Mike Conley has a bad game, nobody talks about it. Because it's overshadowed due to Rudy Gobert getting exposed, whether it was against the Nuggets or rather it was against the Clippers last year with their small ball lineup. Stop blaming Gobert for everything. He doesn't deserve all the blame. While everybody else gets let off the hook and they play like shit. But what a great game. And I still got Utah winning the series, but I think Utah could play a little bit better. But let's move on to the next game. Now it's the Minnesota Timberwolves and the Memphis Grizzlies. And shout out to them Timberwolves, man, because they're showing that they could be legit come playoff time. And that man, Anthony Edwards, whew, a bad mofo. As this man, I believe he had 36 points. 36 points in his playoff debut. And I heard a lot of people say he was going to catch up to Luka for most points in their first playoff game. But obviously he didn't do it. But he still had a great showing. As that man could not be stopped. He was in step back jumpers and threes, driving to the rim, hitting them crossovers. Like, that man could not be guarded. That man looked like prime Dwayne Wade out there. And Karl-Anthony Towns also had a great showing with 29 points. And Patrick Beverley on the defensive side of the ball, he was kind of shutting Ja Morant down. As sure, Ja had a good game. But ever since then, ever since the first quarter, he kind of did struggle. As I believe he shot like 2 of 12 with Patrick Beverley guarding him. So, yeah, I think Ja, he could do a little bit better. But I'm not going to blame Ja because he still had a decent showing. And Malik Beasley, shout out to Malik Beasley with 23 points. He is some big shots for him. Some big shots. So, shout out to Malik Beasley for stepping up in that game. And if I'm the Grizzlies, I better watch out because Minnesota, they're not the team to sleep on. Because I think Minnesota coming in, I think they were kind of in the playoffs. I think they're kind of a dangerous team. Like, they could give any team in the West some problems. From the Suns to the Grizzlies to the Warriors. But they could give any team, top 5 team, any issues. And if they could pull off this upset off, ooh, man. Not only that we're going to look at the Timberwolves, well, they're still a dysfunctional franchise, but hey, the Timberwolves, they might get their shit together because they have won a playoff game since 2018. Like, the Timberwolves, they haven't done much. That's why they're at the bottom feeding teams where the Sacramento Kings are. But hey, at least the Timberwolves made the playoffs, unlike the Kings, who haven't made the playoffs in like 16 years. But hey, the Timberwolves also had their little playoff drought, so I'm not going to sit here and mock the Kings. But hey, shout out to Minnesota, though. They got the dub. And if this momentum could change over, if they could go up 2-0 and beat the Grizzlies 2 times on their home court, Memphis fans, I better hit that panic button. But hey, the series ain't over yet. I think Memphis still got a chance. But on the Grizzlies side, Ja Morant, like I said, he had a decent game. And also Dillon Brooks, he also had some big shots. But Jaren Jackson Jr., unacceptable performance. Unacceptable. I believe he shot like 4 of 13 from the field. And sure, he has 7 blocks, but shooting 4 of 13, that's unacceptable, no matter what. And I believe where Ja Morant dished him that sweet assist that he missed, yeah, he kind of fucked up on that one. And when he missed that, man, I knew Jaren was going to have a horrible game. Because I can't, like, he was just chucking up dumb threes. And then he was complaining at the refs for some questionable fouls. Like, bro, you intentionally fouled them. And do you want to complain at the refs? And you're having a bad game? Unacceptable performance by Triple J. But hey, I'm going to give him some time. It's only his second playoffs. And see if he can bounce back. But hey, his defense, it was still there. He has 7 block shots, so I'll give him that. But he needs to be better on the offensive side of the ball if the Grizzlies are going to win this series. Because he's their second guy. You can even say, well, you got Desmond Bane. But to me, I think Triple J is their second guy. So I think Jaren needs to be better. I know he can. Because Ja Morant can't do everything on the offensive side of the ball. And Desmond Bane, he didn't have a bad game, but he did miss some key shots. I'm not gonna lie. Sure, he is a couple of threes, but he did miss some key shots. I ain't gonna lie. But outside of that, great performance by the Timberwolves. I know the Grizzlies can do better as they lost by like I'm gonna believe 13 points. Yeah, 13 points to the Timberwolves. So I think they could do better. And I know they can do better as I believe they can bounce back in game 2, but I have to wait and see. Because if they go down 2-0, they all got to head back to Target Center. Man, it's going to be tough. Real fucking tough. And we're starting to look at the Grizzlies as frauds if they go down 2-0. But I'm not doubting that. And I think the Grizzlies could bounce back. But that's all the games I'm going to be covering. And what y'all think about this video? Hit the comment section down below. This your boy Lil Trady signing out. I'm coming back for more content. I'm out. Peace.